Let's get something straight. You already know what you need to do. You've known it for months, but you're still not doing it. You've turned your back on the truth. All because the truth hurts. No, even right now, your instinct is to scroll away, because deep down, you know this is the truth you've been avoiding. But if you stay, this moment could change everything. So don't skip. Not this time. And let me tell you something you won't want to hear. The pain you're avoiding today, it's nothing compared to the pain you're setting yourself up for tomorrow. 30 minutes of sweat, 30 minutes of silence, 30 minutes of saying no to comfort could save you from 30 years of asking, what if? What if you had shown up? What if you had just pushed a little harder? What if you had fought instead of folded? You don't need more motivation. You need more courage to look in the mirror and stop lying to yourself. You are not tired. You're undisciplined. You are not waiting on the right time. You're hiding from the time that's already passing. Wake up. Pain, pain, pain. Let's talk about pain. Not the kind you feel when you stub your toe. I mean real pain. The kind that makes your soul ache. The kind that presses on your chest when you know you're not who you could be. The kind that whispers to you in the quiet moments, you're wasting it. Yeah, that pain. It shows up every time you walk past the mirror and don't like who's staring back. It shows up when you say you'll start tomorrow and tomorrow becomes next month. It shows up when you cheer for someone else's win, but deep down you know you could have been that person if only you had done the work. See, pain is not optional, it's required. The only choice you have is which kind of pain you're willing to endure, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret, the pain of showing up when you're tired, or the pain of watching the clock run out and realizing you never even started. Let me break it to you. That pain you feel when you wake up early, when you push your limits, when your legs shake from one more rep, one more step, one more round, that's the kind of pain that builds you. It doesn't destroy you, it introduces you to who you really are. But most people, they run, they scroll, they eat, they sleep, they distract, because they think avoiding pain is peace. It's not. Avoiding pain is a slow death. It's quiet, it's comfortable, but it's deadly. You think comfort is your friend? Comfort is a liar. Comfort is that voice that says, you've done enough today, even though you barely tried. Comfort tells you, it's okay, you're only human, and then it chains you to a life where you never become more than that. But here's the flip. Pain, the pain you choose, that's the most honest teacher you'll ever have. It doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't pat you on the back. It tests you. It forces you to go deeper. And if you stay with it, it rewards you with strength, clarity, and confidence. Some of you are stuck in the same cycle over and over, not because you're weak, but because you keep saying no to the temporary pain that would set you free. You'd rather feel a short buzz of dopamine than build a body that can carry your purpose. You'd rather avoid 30 minutes of sweat than face 30 years of, I could have been more. Why? Because pain requires presence. Pain demands you wake up. Pain reveals your excuses. But that's where everything starts. You don't find purpose in comfort. You find it in resistance. You find it in choosing to suffer for something, not because of something. And that's the difference between people who grow and people who rot. Some choose pain and become unshakable. The rest run from it and build a prison out of regret. Let me ask you something that should hit you in the gut. What is the pain you've been running from? Is it the workout? The hard conversation, the lonely morning, the hours of work that no one claps for? Whatever it is, that's your gateway, not your punishment, your invitation. You don't get to skip pain. You either carry it now or it carries you later. But if you carry it now, you change. You harden in the right places. You soften in the right places. You become someone who doesn't back down when life punches. You swing back. That's what 30 minutes of pain is. It's not just exercise. It's not just study. It's warfare. It's how you fight back against the version of you that wants to quit. Because regret isn't loud at first. It's quiet. It waits. It builds. And then one day you wake up and realize you've been breathing, but not living. So ask yourself, is this temporary pain really too much? Or is it the price of the future you say you want? Because your dreams, they're not free. They're bought with early mornings, with sore muscles, with lonely grind sessions, with delayed gratification, with saying yes to pain today, so you can say no to regret forever. This pain is sacred. Don't avoid it. Don't numb it. Don't waste it. Let it shape you. Point 2, potential, the war inside you. Let's be brutally honest right now. You are not living at your full potential. You know it. I know it. And that voice in the back of your mind, it's been trying to tell you for years. You're not broken. You're just buried under comfort, buried under distractions, buried under excuses that sound so mature. I don't have time. I'm too tired. I'll start when I'm ready. Ready. You will never feel ready. Readiness is a lie told by fear. And fear, it wants you to die average. But you weren't born average. There is a beast inside you. There is greatness in your bones. There is a version of you that doesn't fold under pressure, that doesn't negotiate with weakness, that refuses to live a recycled life. But you've caged it. You've kept that version of you on a leash because becoming them would cost you comfort. It would require pain. And most people don't want to meet their potential. They just want to flirt with it. They want to post quotes about it. They want to daydream about it. But they don't want to bleed for it. And that's why most people stay stuck. Not because they lack talent, not because they lack vision, but because they refuse to fight the war happening inside them. You don't have a motivation problem. You have an execution problem. You know you were made for more. But when it's time to act, you scroll, you sleep, you delay. And in those little decisions, your potential dies a little more. But here's the truth. Potential is not power until you pay for it in discipline. You can be gifted. You can be anointed. You can be loaded with talent. But if you never put in the reps, if you never sharpen the blade, then you'll spend your life as a walking could have been. And that is tragic. Do you understand what lives inside you? Do you have any idea what you're carrying? Some of you were called to change your family tree. Some of you were made to shake nations. Some of you were born with ideas, with fire, with genius. But it's sitting dormant because you treat your purpose like a hobby. This isn't a game. Your potential is dying in your comfort zone, and you're acting like you have forever. You don't. Every day you don't show up is a day someone else does. Every time you half step, someone else is out there training, focused, working the dirt. And one day, when you see them rise, you'll feel it, that burn in your chest. Not jealousy, but conviction, because you'll know that could have been me. But here's the good news, you're still breathing, which means you've still got time to answer the call. You want your potential to come alive? Then start doing the hard things on days you don't feel like it. Start choosing pain over pleasure. Start moving in silence. Start building habits instead of fantasies. You don't rise to the level of your dreams. You fall to the level of your standards. And most of you haven't raised your standards in years. But that changes now. Right now. You've got potential you haven't met yet. You've got levels inside you that will never reveal themselves until you're pushed to your breaking point. So stop playing safe. Stop pretending fine is acceptable. Stop giving 50% and calling it effort. The world doesn't need a watered-down version of you. It needs the real one, the one buried under years of doubt, the one forged in pain, the one that fights back. That version of you is ready, but it can't come alive until you choose to kill the part of you that keeps settling. And you know exactly what that part is. If this is lighting something inside you, it's time to stop watching and start committing. Subscribe now if you're done with passive potential and ready to activate it. We're building warriors here, not watchers. Let me ask you a question that most people never stop long enough to answer. Why are you here? No, not what do you do, not where are you from. I mean the real question. Why are you on this earth? If you don't know, then you're drifting. And a drifting life is a dangerous life because it'll carry you anywhere the wind blows. No direction, no anchor, no meaning. You wake up, you eat, you scroll, you complain, you survive, but you don't live. You don't build. You don't move the needle. You don't wake up on fire for something that matters. And if you're not building towards something bigger than yourself, you are wasting yourself. You see, purpose isn't a motivational poster. It's a burden, a holy burden. It's the thing that pulls you out of bed when comfort says go back to sleep. It's the why behind the pain. It's the reason you choose 30 minutes of suffering, because you know you're building something eternal. When you know your purpose, you stop asking, what do I feel like doing today? And you start asking, what needs to be done no matter how I feel? That shift, that's when everything changes. That's when your grind becomes sacred. That's when your struggle becomes strategy. Because when your life has purpose, you stop needing external motivation. You become the motivation. But let's be real. Some of you have been faking purpose. You've confused popularity with impact. You've confused money with mission. You're chasing validation instead of vision. And deep down, you know it. You post the grind, but inside you're empty. You hit the goals, but they don't mean anything. Because goals without purpose are just trophies collecting dust. And if your purpose isn't bigger than you, you'll quit the moment it gets hard. Let me say that again for the people in the back. If your purpose isn't bigger than you, you'll quit when it's inconvenient. But if your purpose is to break a cycle, you'll stay in the fire. If your purpose is to lift your family out of struggle, you'll bleed for it. If your purpose is to build something for the next generation, you'll suffer with a smile, because purpose makes pain worth it. The reason most people quit, they don't know what they're fighting for. So when it hurts, they walk away. But those with purpose, they lean in when it hurts. They dig deeper. They tighten the grip when others let go. Let me make this practical. You want to find your purpose? Start with your pain. Start with what breaks your heart. Start with what makes you angry. Not selfish anger, but righteous anger. The stuff you see in the world and say, that's not okay, and I'm going to do something about it. Purpose doesn't start in luxury. It starts in the trenches. It's born in brokenness, in the scars, in the loneliness, in the places you didn't think you'd survive. Your purpose isn't found. It's forged in struggle, in obedience, in grit. And when you find it, you won't need someone to wake you up. You won't need a hype video. You won't need applause. You'll move in silence because you know heaven's watching. You'll endure the 30 minutes of pain because you're building something bigger than you. So here's the question. Are you living for a paycheck or are you living for a purpose? Because only one of those will matter when your time runs out. You're not here to float. You're not here to exist. You're not here to chase likes and followers and trends. You're here to build something that outlives you. Point 3, legacy, the final scoreboard. You think time is your friend, but it's not. Time is running out. There's a clock on your life, and you don't get to see when it stops. Legacy. What are you leaving behind? When your name is spoken years from now, will it echo with impact or disappear like a whisper? Because here's the cold truth. You're going to die. You don't get to live forever. You don't get to coast your way into greatness. One day, your time will run out, and you won't get a warning when it does. And when it does, you won't care how many followers you had. You won't care about your clothes, your cars, your status. You will care about who you became and what you left behind. The problem is, most people think legacy is something they build later. They say, I'll focus on that once I'm older. But you're building your legacy right now, today, with every decision you make. Every morning you skip the hard work. That's part of your legacy. Every time you fold under pressure, that's part of your legacy. Every dream you bury because it's too late or too hard, that's part of your legacy. And listen, no one is writing your story for you. You are, with your hands, with your choices, with your habits. The question is, are you proud of the story you're writing? Let me tell you something most people never hear. You don't need to be famous to leave a legacy. You don't need a platform to change the world. You just need conviction, consistency, and a refusal to settle for less than who you were created to be. That's legacy. Legacy isn't how you show up when no one's watching. Legacy is how you love when it's inconvenient. Legacy is how you suffer on purpose so others can have it easier later. You want to change your family? Start building a legacy of discipline. You want to shift generations after you? Start building a legacy of integrity, work ethic, spiritual fire, something your kids, your brothers, your circle can stand on. Right now, someone in your bloodline is waiting for you to step up, to show what's possible, to be the one who broke the chain. You think this 30-minute grind is just about your body, your goals? No, it's about your name. Your name has value. Your name has weight, or it will, if you live like it. You are either building a reputation of power or one of potential wasted. Every time you choose to push when it hurts, you're writing strength into your story. Every time you rise when it's easier to stay down, you're carving your name into legacy. Because here's what they won't tell you. No one remembers what you wanted to do. They remember what you did. No one cares about your excuses. They care about your example. You say you want to be remembered? Then do something worth remembering. Create, build, discipline yourself. serve others, get back up again and again and again. Because when your time is up, the only thing left is the wake you leave behind. Make it strong, make it bold, make it undeniable. Today, you've got a choice. 30 minutes of pain or 30 years of regret. One decision, one action, one moment that says, I will not let comfort kill me. I will not be another story of wasted talent. I will not trade my calling for convenience. Go sweat, go pray, go beast mode on your mind. Because when the 30 minutes are over, you'll still have breath, you'll still have time, and most of all, you'll have momentum. Pain is temporary. Regret is a life sentence. Choose pain, earn strength, and let the world feel your fire. If you're serious about showing up every day, mentally, physically, spiritually, subscribe now. Not for hype, but for truth. You've got work to do. Let's get it.